Okay, we are ready for week 7. This week is all about nonverbal communication. So start the week off by reading chapter 6, taking the quiz, and watching the case study video. It's a scenario of a group meeting where nonverbal communication is definitely an important factor. And so you'll analyze that situation by answering those 4 case study video questions. Don't forget to use a key concept term in each of your answers to qualify for full credit. This lets me know that you have mastered the chapter content. Then meet me on the discussion board this week. You have a variety of topics to demonstrate your awareness of nonverbal communication, whether you want to analyze nonverbals within a restaurant that you have visited, or you want to look at cultural differences in nonverbal communication. Maybe you just want to self-reflect your own nonverbal communication, or look back to the famous speech that you analyzed last week and talk about those nonverbals. So you have a lot of options, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the discussion board this week. Now, let's talk about your informative speeches. So this is our big project this week. This will take up most of your time this week, but I am so excited to see these speeches and learn more about the topics that are near to your heart. So I have created a video that will walk you back through the instructions for this assignment, as well as take a look at your informative speech rubric. Sit down and watch this short, under 5-minute video before you record your speech to make sure that you qualify for each and every point. So let's talk about your sources for this speech. Now remember, you have to have 3 sources in this speech. It's not enough just to have them listed in your works cited page, although you have to do that. In order for it to qualify as a source in your speech, you have to actually verbally attribute that source in your speech. You have to take something that you learned from that source and incorporate it into your speech and let us know where it came from. So you could say, according to, and then give us the author's name or the title of the website, or however you want to let your audience know that these are not your ideas. This is research that you have added to your speech, which will increase your speaker credibility as well as an expert on the source because of the research that you have performed. Then make sure that one of those sources come from a peer-reviewed scholarly article. We went over this in the discussion board, and we even peer collaborated on the research. Now, let me say you do not have to use one of the articles that your classmate found for you, but you are certainly welcome to, and I think that would increase the audience support if you were to do that. However, if you are still struggling on finding a peer-reviewed article, let me know. I have created an incentive for an informative speech workshop. So if you will let me know a time that works for you, I would love to do a virtual meeting where we can look and discuss specifically your speech. I can do this as well in small groups, and I'll give you an extra credit participation grade so that we make sure that you're ready for this speech and that you feel comfortable and confident going into this big item on our course agenda. Let's also make sure that we've got typed outlines. These just have to be keyword outlines. I do not want anyone reading the speech. I want it to be conversational and natural. I realize that you might have to read the source information that you have so that you accurately quote if you're not going to paraphrase, and that is fine, but I want eye contact and I want connection. And so you will submit a typed outline and works cited page to the Dropbox following your speech, and that is incorporated into the rubric as well. Then this speech also requires a visual aid. I want these, and I prefer for these to be actual objects, something that you could hold in your hand at some point during your speech to further develop your points. If my speech was on clocks or even on time, I might use this as a visual aid, but I want it to be something memorable for your audience and something that enhances the learning aspect of your speech. let me know if you have questions on that, and we can also discuss that during the workshop. And finally, don't forget to dress to impress. This is an area that I felt like some of you could improve on from your introduction speeches. Instead of wearing your normal, everyday college student gear, I would say, let's make sure that we dress intentionally and professionally for these speeches and put some thought into looking the part. And so I'm looking forward to this week, and I know you might have questions as they come up, and so don't be afraid to reach out to me, and let's work hard and put our best foot forward.